Hi, I'm an old guy and I do maths. Perpetuities puzzle people, I think. Now, um, perpetuities are basically, well, for our purposes, they're a fund that is set up to generate an income, and that income can be distributed. But the capital, the principal, the amount that was initially deposited or invested cannot be spent. It goes on forever. If you're at all confused by the idea, there's a video in this playlist about what a perpetuity is and how you differentiate it from an annuity. There's also a video on annuities. And if you look at the two, there are some very rough diagrams in there that explain the difference between the two. Okay, so with all that said, our inquiry revolves around this. A perpetuity is set up to generate charitable gifts. If the interest rate is 5.4%, how much must be invested to generate 10,000 per annum in income? So, how much money do we have to put on deposit at 5.4% to get $10,000 a year off that? So what are we looking for here? We are looking for the amount of the perpetuity, the principal. Right. So what information do we have? We have our interest rate. We have the income that we want, and it's the principal that we're looking for. So if we think about how you generate income from an investment, what I'm getting at is look at the transaction. You put money on deposit, the bank or the financial institution pays you some interest. So the amount that you get is dependent upon your deposit and the interest rate. So let me say that again. The amount that you get is dependent upon the deposit and the interest rate. There are three elements. This is dependent on the size of this and the interest rate. So we can set up an equation. We're going to call principal x. And here's the equation we set up. X times 5.4% is equal to $10,000. So we have an equation that with a little bit of algebra will give us a solution. And from that we can extrapolate a general rule for how much money you need at a set interest rate to generate a set income from a perpetuity. So let's start our work. Okay, so I've converted 5.4% to a decimal here. 0.054 times x is equal to 10,000. Now, hopefully you can see where the algebra is going to lead. If you can't, that's fine. What the 0.054 is doing here is it's multiplying x. So if we get x on its own, what we need to do is we need to move this over to here. When we move this over to here, we change what it does. It's multiplying here, so it divides here. Thus, we get this equation. And x is equal to $10,000 divided by 0.054. And the answer is $185,185.19. We can get this right down to the cent. And that's our answer. So what's the general rule? Well, principal is equal to income or revenue, or however you want to express that, divided by the rate, ideally as a decimal. You can do it as a percentage, but you'll have to multiply it by 1/100 to do that. So that's our basic rule there. And people tie themselves in knots trying to solve a problem like this, and it is so simple. And to get back to my constant mantra about this, look at the transaction, look at what's going on, and try and figure out what information you have and what it is you're looking for. Okay, thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.